Hello, hello. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the session. I'm gonna put some music here. I'm gonna play some music here for a little bit. We'll wait a minute or two to start. Wait a minute or two here to start. Welcome to the Mindset Monday call. Go ahead and let everybody know that we are live. Let everybody know that we are live. I'm gonna go ahead and message different chats that I have, Instagram, all that good stuff. That we are live. We will get started here in a second, as mentioned. We'll start like in a minute or two. We won't wait too long. We will not wait too long. We'll go ahead and get started right away. Welcome. Let's turn into the chat. Welcome, chat. We're here live. We're live right here. Let's see. I wonder if I can do this as well. Just curious, and something really quick. Oh, this is pretty cool crack. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to do something really quick here. One quick little second, guys, here. I'm going to go ahead and do something really quick. Meantime, you can let me know in the chat where you guys tuning in from. How's your Monday going? How's your week going? Dropped an amazing freaking bomb of a trade this morning. We made 3,000 pips right now in the morning on NAS. If you made some money on NAS, definitely let me know. Definitely let me know. That was just an amazing trade for sure that we were able to take. Plug this in really quick, guys, and we're gonna get started. We are ready officially. I'm just gonna go ahead and plug my phone in super quick. Boom, perfect. Really, it's making me confirm my age? What the heck? Why is it doing this? My apologies, fam. My apologies. It's just making me do this. I don't know why. It's never made me do this before. Yeah, I'm not doing all that right now. Alright, we're not going to do that. I was going to go live on TikTok at the same time, but it's making me do all this recognition stuff that we're not going to focus on right now from the phone. I've done it always from the laptop, and that's allowed me to do it. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another edition, another episode of Mindset Monday. Another episode of Mindset Monday here on YouTube, on the YouTube Live. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it for sure. If you have not seen the replay sessions, make sure you go back to the replay sessions, check the last episodes that we've had. I received a ton of DMs from you guys, messages on the Instagram, because that's really where you could find me, as you can see here in the banner below. To communicate with you, the best is going to be through DMs on Instagram. I received a ton of amazing messages from you guys that you've loved so far what I've done with Mindset Mondays, and I'm going to continue to do that just because I know the impact that it's doing for the entire community everywhere, not just with us specifically in the trading, but really everywhere that we're touching right now, the lives in the world, through the social media Either that be on TikTok, that could be on YouTube, whoever's that we're doing what we're doing. So thank you guys obviously for tuning in. And the last couple ones that we've had, Mindset Mondays, have always been just specifically more of just speaking about a specific topic, right? Touching something, understanding something. I'm giving you guys what I've been doing a little bit is like, here's the 3 tips, here's this, and that's what I've received a ton of good feedback. So today I want to actually like show you something that's been getting very popular, but you need to actually pay for this. So that's why it hasn't been super popular as we've been seeing it all over the place, right? So if you've done a vision board before, you could drop a 1 in the chat. I think everybody kind of knows nowadays what a vision board is. If you don't know, typically you see that happening at the beginning of the year, right? The first day of the year. Some people will start working prior. As if you've been following me now for a while, you know that we prepped that since December. We were ready already at beginning of December. We already had our goals for this year. But the majority will start doing their vision boards the first week, second week of the year. And that's it. With technology, understanding a little bit mindset, something that I've taught you before is one thing is when you read something, you learn it at a certain level, right? A certain percentage of that you learn when you read it. When you read it out loud, it's a little bit more. When you read it out loud and write it, it's even more. When you say it, a little bit more. When you teach it, it's one of the maximums, right? So we understand how the human mind works in that sense. Well, same thing to the vision board. There's something that's been super popular called mind movies. I don't know if anybody's heard that before. If you have, you could drop it in the chat. And if not, we're going to learn today, right? What is a mind movie? There's a lot of different companies, right? Fortune 500 companies, things of that nature, that they're paying people to come in, right? And teach how to do a mind movie and the importance of a mind movie. I'm going to do that here for you guys for free. I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to do it absolutely for free here of what a mind movie is. Now, we need to understand the importance of what this is and why we're doing it, just like what a vision board is, right? We need to create. That's the important part, right? That's one of the key words. We want to create. Create. Okay. Key, I'm going to say that one more time. We need to create. Super, super important to understand that part. Create your future in a mind movie. We understand what we do for. We work strong every single day. We work for what we want to do, right? But we need to go ahead and understand that we are creating our future. Have you ever noticed that the most successful people seem to have had a crystal clear vision of their future? Conor McGregor, I know he was in some heat lately, but there's an interview that he has when he was young, like he was just getting into his first belts, and I love what he says. Like he says, I saw this crystal clear. Like every day I was in the gym. He was living off of like the Section 8 version of food stamps and everything in Ireland. Had no money. His wife was working. I think she was like bussing tables or something like that. No money, but in his mind, he had a crystal clear vision of him in the UFC. He's in Ireland, in the middle of nowhere in a town where the UFC hasn't even touched yet. But in his mind, he saw himself with that belt. When he won the 2 belts in his famous thing, I apologize to nobody, right? He says, he's on the ring and he says, I saw this. I saw this. It looked just like the way I saw it. Like you see a lot of successful people, right? They have that vision of their future. And it's not just a random coincidence, right? Because they're not just wishing for it. They're creating that mental blueprint of that success. And this is why it's important to do vision boards, but more importantly, this is why we got to move and take it to that next step. It's 2025. We need to take it one more level, right? And we're going to take it into what's called a mind movie. Super important for me, for example, right? Something that I'm personally working on right now with my wife, and one of our visions is we want to buy land and lots of it. So I already have that vision in my mind. I close my eyes and I see myself walking outside, opening the door, walking on the steps, having the covered part. I don't really like this, but my wife does, but I see it how it's covered with the little hanging plants and the little seat right there. And I say, see, my eyes are closed. Because I see it, guys. I close my eyes and I see it. The sun is coming up this way. I have the lake coming right there. The cows are on that side. The garage is on that side. Like, I see everything picture clear. I've never actually gone to see one in life. I've never gone to speak to any architect to build it. No, but I see it in my head. Clear as water. Right now, something I'm looking at is to buy something not necessary. I'm looking to buy a motorcycle, another one, a rocket, and I finally went to go see it for the first time ever in my life, right? So I've never actually seen an S1000 RR BMW, right? If you ride bikes, you know what I'm talking about. I saw one for the first time in my life in person. Before seeing it in person, I already had it pictured of how was it going to look, and it looked just like that. I've never been on one of those bikes and actually rode one of those bikes. I've had rockets before, but not that one specifically. But in my eyes, I already know how it's gonna feel when I'm on it and how it's gonna be shaking and how I'm gonna be spinning, how the wind's gonna hit. Like I already have that picture super clear. This is what you need to know. Now, how do we take it to the next step? Well, we need to make a mind movie. I've known how to do what I do because I've been in entrepreneurship now. I've been trading now for over 5 years. So I have a little bit maybe of an advantage if you're just starting in your journey. I've had amazing mentors and leaders to be able to teach me a little bit of tricks here and there. So for me, it's a little bit not easier, but I have a little bit more experience on that. But I still need to make my mind movie, and I'll explain how we're going to do that, right? So my movie is so powerful because it's a visualization tool. Visualization tool. We're going to make a little short movie with images, affirmations, music, because music is super important, guys. You guys know that I love music. I always say that everything's energy, everything's in harmony. If you see a heart, and if you see DNA, and if you see music, they all have the same shape. So that's why music is so important for me. And music actually hits your subconscious in a way that you won't be able to if you speak to it, if you see something. It's a correlation of images, affirmations, music. And what we do that is that we believe in it. And by believing it, we attract in life what we want. We've spoken about this before, right? For success isn't the one that's attractive and we go for it. We actually have to become attractive for success to come to us. That's something that it took me a long time to learn, but that's what it is. And this is what we do, right? So now, why is it that a mind movie works, right? The science behind it is that the subconscious mind responds to these images and repetition of those words. Visualizing that, it makes an activity, right? It clicks, it makes that neutral part of your brain that's really not kind of doing nothing. That's not just, it's waiting for signals. You're actually feeding it. You're giving that activity. You're basically exercising that part of your brain that's neutral to live that experience, to live in that event before it actually happened. That's the biggest thing. You have to actually live it. We spoke about this in the last Mindset Monday, right? What happens when people hit the lotto? They have $0 today. They're living in debt, in poverty. And what happens? They hit the lotto. 6 months later, they're bankrupt. They never visualized it. They never were actually living there before. That's why I told you, I have not hit 8 figures yet trading, but guess what? I live as if every single day. I don't have my $1 million in funding yet. Got very close to it at one point, working on it again, but guess what? In my mind, I'm already there, so when it happens, it's just another day. So it's the same situation. We need to trick our mind into that part, into thinking that it's already there. It's already in a place that it actually hasn't been there yet. What does this all involve? Well, we know this, right? We know that the brain doesn't distinguish between what's reality and what's imagination. So that's why we train our brain for this, right? We train our brain to expect success. We train our brain to expect success. If you guys have kids, you have children, and if they're little, I challenge you right now to go to your 2-3-year-old and tell them, if they're into dinosaurs, tell them that they're not a dinosaur. I challenge you. I have an 11-year-old, he believed he was a T-Rex, he was a Velociraptor. There was no way, no matter what words you would tell our child, he was a Velociraptor in his mind. But what happens? Because his brain hasn't lived through, he hasn't had these experiences to where all he knew was his imagination. And that was reality. So what's the difference? Because understand, if you A goals, B goals, C goals, we spoke about this right before. Something that you've done once, you could easily do it again. So if as a child, in your imagination, you were already whatever you were. You were flying, you were a superhero, you were this, you were a dinosaur, you were that, and you believed it. You were so into that you believed it. It was real for you at that time. There's no reason why you can't do it again. It's just the fact that in society we've fallen into a situation to where, oh, that's stupid, like, oh, that's childish. Be realistic. We've heard these things so many times, right? Till we break away. But why is it that you always see little kids always happy and you see adults not very happy, right? Because they actually know a little bit more than what we do, which is crazy, but that's the truth, right? They're actually living a life that we should all be living at that point, and they are just kids. They're children, they're babies, right? But okay, let me go back into it before I wander off here, because it's one of those things that once it clicks, it's like a frustration thing to like, bro, come on, do you not realize this? Like, do you not Come on now. But okay, going to what I was saying, all this ends to what? The law of attraction. If you've not learned about that, please go ahead and learn. There's plenty of books of that, the law of attraction. We need to understand that, right? We understand that there's filters, right? That which is, we need to not focus so much. That has not so much importance to what we program to see. A lot of times we're seeing things we shouldn't see. So when I speak about, man, I want to go ahead and buy my land and I want to live 100 acres and have all this, well, what happens? I could either program myself to visualize this by making a mind movie, by having that vision board, by having these things, by making sure that I believe that I already live in it. I'm in a house right now. I'm inside of a room. Who could tell me that this house is not already in 100 acres? There's a wall. I can't see it past the wall anyways. I could literally tell you guys right now, hey guys, right now I'm Tennessee right now in the mountains, or I'm in Montana right now and I have 100 acres. How do you know that that's not true? If you're watching me right now from your phone. If I can't see outside, obviously the window's there, but if I can't see outside, how do I not even know, right? But what happens? We do look outside. What happens? You get super excited and then you go online and then you're like, man, there's not even 100 acres that they sell around me. So I can't have it. Or even worse, you look at the price of what 100 acre is and then you go and look at your bank and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. What's the difference? It's you. The difference is you, that you don't have a mind video. You don't have a vision board. And instead of going to see that, you are making the decision to go see other things. So we need to understand that part. We need to attract, and we need to have those tools ourselves. Now, how to create a mind movie. Okay, drop some twos in the chat if you want to learn how to do that. How to create a mind movie. It's actually not that hard, guys. It's not that hard at all. I'm going to work on mine here in the next day or two, and I'll record it as I'm going through the process. I'll set it up all nicely and I'll upload it as a replay so you guys can see it. I'm just going to speak it out right now. If you've ever used Canva, then you know how easy that is. If you haven't, don't freak out. It's super easy. It's super easy. So one tool you can use is Canva. There's many other tools out there, but Canva is one that's pretty easy to do this. Open Canva. Either it's the free version or the paid version, it doesn't matter. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to select a video. Hear me out. You're going to select a video format. I know it's weird because you're going to put pictures and affirmations and music, and why is it? It's a video. Select a video. Once you've selected a video, you need to select the background music. So you add the little music thing and you put whatever song you want. Now for that, the song part has to be very, very thought out through. Very meticulous. If right now you're like, man, I really like XYZ song, okay, that's cool, but just because you really like it right now doesn't mean you're going to put that song there. There has to be meaning to it. Songs are very powerful. So you need to listen to something that has to trigger that same feeling. So it has to trigger, and it's all depending on what your movie is going to be. What your mind movie. I can't use the same song as Selena, as Julio, as Susie, because our movies might be completely different. So depending to what your movie and depending to what relates to that song, right, is the one that has to go to it. Like, if I make one for the motorcycle I want to buy and the land that I want to get, those are two different songs. They're both uplifting, they both go to it. The motorcycle one actually doesn't have nothing to do with uplifting. It's actually just an electronic song. It's like a techno song with no letters. There's no lyrics to it. It's just a song that I listen to and it always keeps me up to date. And like when I close my eyes, I hear that song, I can close my eyes and I can feel myself on that motorcycle. So it's like you have to find the right song. This is probably one of the things that's going to take you the longest to get your mind movie right. And it's something you might actually come back to and change, which is super easy in Canva. But you're going to find that song. Motivational music, song, whatever uplifts you, okay? It could even be a situation of like motivational speaker saying something, right? I don't know if you've seen those on TikTok, whatever, where they have the backgrounds where somebody's speaking some motivation. There's a really good ones, right? Like uplifting, Dr. Eric Thomas, he's great when it comes to that type of stuff, right? So you might want to find something Les Brown. Even that could be your background. Number 3, you're going to insert images. So find high quality images is the best thing to do because you don't want no distractions. So, and you want to make sure they're all the same. Just because we're triggering the subconscious mind. If you have one picture like this, and then one like this, and then one here, and one's black and white, one's color, one's blurry, one's not, that is going to mess up your subconscious mind to see those little defects that are not in order, especially if you have the Ushanyi syndrome like myself. It's not going to work. So try to make sure you're finding all of it the same quality. They're all just trying to find the same size, everything that you want to reflect of what you want in life. It doesn't have to be just one thing. It could be a mixture of things, right? So you could put the land, you could put the house, you could put this, you could put, if you're looking for a significant other, a family, whatever that is, you're going to put those images in. And you're just going to put one after the other and set them out the same exact time. Try to make sure you keep those in a 10-second frame or less. Not too short, but a good 10 seconds to where you see one image. So just 10 seconds, next image, 10 seconds, next image. You don't want to leave one image for too long. You definitely don't want it for too short. 10 seconds is a perfect little spot to do that. Then, lastly, you're going to add your affirmations. We've spoken about these. Obviously, you need to make sure you're positive. It's in the present tense. They're powerful, right? We said them last time, right? We said some good stuff about ourselves in the last Monday session that we had, right? But you want to say something like, I'm confident, I'm successful, I'm abundant, abundance flows through me effortlessly. All those good affirmations, you want to put those in. You could put them on the image itself. You could do it, once you get a little bit more advanced with Canva, you can have them like pop out, move in between, however you want to play with those. But what I want you to do is make sure you're mixing them through. I don't want you to throw 10 images and then 10 affirmations. I want them to be like image, affirmation, or image with the affirmation, right? The image pops up for 5 seconds, affirmation ends, next image goes on, so that way you're splitting it that way. And I'll do a video to show you guys if you've never done Canva, but you want to do that to where you're adding the affirmations all the way through. Transitions is important. Animations is important when you're doing so. So like the ideal one would be this, okay? And I'll explain why. You have your movie starts. Have it to where it's like all dark and it like opens up. There's one that opens up like that way. Opens up, captures your attention. The image kind of is the one that kind of goes towards you, and then the letters comes up, comes down, the image goes out, the next one comes in, it comes to the bottom, and the next one comes to the top. You need a lot of things happening, not too much too fast, but you need a lot of things happening because you need to make sure that your conscious mind is not messing up with your unconscious mind. You need to make sure that it's that perfect balance of not too much to where your shininess starts distracting you, but enough to where your subconscious mind doesn't just drift away. You need to keep it active. So that's why it's important when you're using the different tools that it has. And those are just in video. It just says video, and you can have tools, and then you can do different things with animations and transitions, things of that nature. Set a tone, okay? Set a tone. What I mean by set a tone is you want to make sure that you use colors that make you feel calm, power, joyful. Everybody has their favorite color, right? Mine is black. As you can see, I'm always wearing black, but I'll put a different color in there just to make sure it feels good, right? Blue, for example, is a really good color. You could Google colors, and you could see what each color means. That's what they tell you, right? If you go to court, always play blue, because blue is something that just entrusts confidence, peace, right? You maybe like yellow, a nice little soft yellow, just whatever color makes you feel good. There could be seasons, like right now my wife, for whatever reason, she loves green. You could put greens at that point, right? Just whatever's gonna make you feel happy. A color that makes you happy, that brings you peace. You wanna make sure like the borders are that color, the letters, you wanna play with that color, all that good stuff. And then lastly, just save it. The best way to save it is actually as an MP4 file. You're going to have a lot of different ways, but when you save it as an MP4 file, you're actually going to be able to open it pretty much on anything. So like any phone you have, laptop, iPad, computer, like it's going to be a lot easier for you to open anywhere versus any other file. So save it as an MP4 file. If you guys are following me so far, you can drop some threes in the chat. Again, it's a little bit of homework, but you just understand, like, remember 3 months ago when you made your vision board, how excited you were. And I could tell you right now, as a betting man, I could bet money right now that you don't even know where your vision board is. You don't even remember what was on your vision board. Because you made it, you were all excited. 2-3 days down the line, most likely you forgot about it completely. You have not seen your vision board in at least 40 days. If I have to put a number, if my over-under, over 40 days, you haven't even looked at your vision board. You completely forgot about it. And even then, a vision board, and again, not there's something wrong with this, but we're being real, right? When you made your vision board, the process of making it was exciting. But once it was done, when you came back and looked at that vision board, the excitement wasn't there. Because now you're just seeing a bunch of pictures all put together in one image. The excitement happened as you were finding that image, putting in the little corner, writing things, putting another one. As you're adding the images on your vision board, you were excited because you were living in that moment. But once it's all said and done, it's just a bunch of pictures on top of one picture. That's why I'm not a huge fan of vision boards. Now, imagine that the same excitement that you had making your vision board, you're going to have that excitement every single day because you're going to see it in a movie. It's going to be visual. It's going to have songs. It's going to have affirmations. It's going to have the colors you want. There's going to be movements. It's going to be exciting. That's why this is so important. And you don't hear about this, again, because a lot of companies pay for trainers to do this. You don't see this everywhere. This is something very new that's starting right now, but it's actually working, right? The most effective way that you're going to want to do this is going to be by watching it, right? We don't want to do the same thing we do like the vision board. You don't want to just make it and forget about it, right? You want to make sure that you watch this the first thing that you do in the morning. You want to watch it. Nobody here is going to tell me that when you get up in the morning, you don't grab your phone. Everybody here, the first thing you do, I myself, I wake up, grab my phone, open my eyes, and the first thing I'm looking at is my phone. So everybody looks at their phone. That's the first thing you do. But now instead of rushing to TradingView or rushing to your broker or rushing to TikTok, you're going to rush to watch this video. That's the first thing you're going to do. During the day, you can watch it too, right? But it's important that you watch it right at the beginning and right before you go to bed. Because that's when your subconscious mind is the most receptive. If you ever looked into that, why we have dreams when? Some people could daydream, and that's actually a very powerful asset. If you can daydream, that's actually really good. I know the school system said differently, but it's actually really good if you know how to daydream. But the majority of us only dream when? When you're asleep. There's a reason for that, because your conscious mind goes off, your subconscious mind goes on. So when you're awake, you still haven't seen everything around you. Your conscious mind isn't fully on yet. Your subconscious is still kind of awake while you were sleeping. So it still hasn't fully, your subconscious mind starts to go to sleep when you start waking up, right? That's the perfect time to watch this. And then before you go to bed, watch it as well. Have it be the last thing you watch. Because guess what? You're going to see all that, excited about it, and then you're going to go to sleep. And then what happens? Who here has watched a scary movie before you go to bed and then has a nightmare? Isn't that normal, right? That's happened to anybody. You can drop a 4. That's happened to me. You play a scary game, you watch a scary movie, and you end up having a nightmare about it. Well, it's because it's the last thing you literally watched before you went to bed. So it's the same situation here. We're going to watch this video, get excited about what we want, and we're going to go to bed. And most likely, you're going to dream about that. You're going to be in that moment. That's why it's so important, right? Engage in your emotions. You have to feel as it's already happening. So when you're watching these videos, when you're watching your mind movie, you're watching your mind movie, whatever you added, if you added a car on there, and it's materialistic stuff, is fine, guys. It doesn't matter, right? We're just using simple examples. You add a car, when you're watching your mind movie, and you see that car, I don't want you to just look at the car and be like, oh, that's my favorite car, that's my dream car. No. Get with your emotions. Get excited about it. Pretend that it's there. It's in your garage, already parked. You have the keys right next to you. When you see that image, you need to imagine that in that image, you can see from far on how the car's parked this way. You could barely see a little bit of the rear view mirror. You're like, I swear I just saw a silhouette and it was my face right there. Like, am I going crazy? Like, let me repeat that, because I swear as the video was going, I saw myself in that car. Like, you have to go that deep into your emotions, and you have to imagine it's already happening. Don't just watch it to watch it. Now, here's the tricky part. Here's the most tricky part of this, and here's, if anything, this is what you need to even write down, need to fully understand this part, okay? I told you guys the importance, right, of the mind movie, the science behind it, how to create it. We've spoken about that right now. We've spoken about when you're watching at the beginning of the day, end of the day, why it's important. That when you're watching it, your emotions are there. It's as if it already happened. But here's what you have to do. You have to pair this with gratitude and belief. If not, none of this is going to work at all. Everything that I just showed you, you follow all those steps. If you do not pair this with gratitude and belief, none of it will work. You're watching the video is scrolling through, you see the car, you're excited, you're there. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Like, I knew I could do this. Thank you. That's my car. Doesn't matter if it's not really there. It's not there yet. That's all it is. You're just getting your mind ready for it to be there. That's all it is. And if it's not meant for you to have it, guess what? You're not going to have it because something else is meant for you that's even better. And you'll learn it down the line. And the cool thing about Canva is that it saves. So guess what? You could go back and you could change that. So when you get that car, you could switch it to something different. When you realize to where it's like, you know what? It's not really something that I want. Now that I think about it, XYZ happened in life, things are looking a bit different. I don't think that's really for me. Like, I think this is for me. Perfect. Switch it. Perfect. But be grateful. Gratitude and belief is what's going to make sure that this all works. 100%. Anytime that I was thinking about mindset at this type of things, I've had the number one thing that I'll get like, well, yeah, but what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen? Right? That's the number one thing that I get. And I don't take it as negative. It's fine. This is what I'll say. Let's just imagine, I'm not going to speak this out to an existence, so God cover yours. Let's just imagine that I never actually get the land that I want for my family. Let's just imagine that I never get that BMW bike. Let's just imagine I don't. And I go through these mind movies and I go through these vision boards for the next 10 years of my life. Let's just say I only have 10 years and that's it. Okay? Either I could go through the next 10 years of my life being grateful, believing, daydreaming, living in that mind movie as if I already have it and it never comes. Or I could live miserably, say I'm never going to have it, never believe that I could have it, never dream that I could have it, and then it just never comes. You tell me which one's bad. Which one do you rather? Do you rather have option A? You could put that in the chat. Do you want option A where you take yourself into a world of just imagination, belief, and gratitude that you already have your goals done and you live in them and they never come? Or would you rather live where they're just not here, you're not living in it, and it never comes? So option A or option B? I know it's option A for me. I would rather live as option A for the next 10 years, taking myself to a whole nother dimension, thinking that I'm there already, that I have it already, and it just never comes. That's not bad for me. That's because I know there's certain things in life that are just not meant. I know that no matter how hard I work and what I do, there's certain things that are just not meant, and that's fine. God, the universe, everything conspires and has its reasons on why, because there could be something better than that. Lewis, my mentor for trading, he always told me that. When I was trying to fight, like, bro, I just need to make $1,000 today trading. If I could make $1,000 today, like, he would just tell me, bro, you are fighting for $1,000. What if God wants you to have 10,000 a day? You're not going to get that 1,000 because you're fighting for that 1,000 when you're meant to get 10,000. So there's certain things in life that it's just going to happen, right? So now my trading is a lot different. Now I look for the pips, I look to help people, and then in return, I get whatever's meant to me. And I just switched my vocabulary, switched my wording. I want to be abundant, I want to have enough, and guess what? Abundance is here, I'm having enough, right? It's perfectly fine. It's all based off that decision, but that's why, again, I reiterate it one more time, capitalize gratitude and belief. If you do not have gratitude, if you do not believe, none of this is going to work, okay? Encourage you guys as well to just commit. You need to commit to watching this movie for the next 30 days. Go make your mind movie. However you can. Doesn't have to be no picture quality. It's not going to go into the movie theaters, guys. However you can make it, it's fine. Even if it's a situation of literally you have to go get a folder in your phone get all the pictures, put them in order, play a song, Spotify, Apple Music, and go to your folder and you just go ahead and scroll it. Even if it's that. If you're like, you know what, I don't have Canva, I have no idea, okay, that's perfectly fine. Go find your pictures, put all your pictures in one folder, title the folder Mind and Movie. Remember, in the title, put the name of the song, and then you're just going to go play that song. And while that song is playing, you're going to go in the folder and just scroll through the pictures. Scroll through the pictures. Do that every morning when you wake up, right before you sleep. Do that for the next 30 days. But commit yourself to do it. Put an alarm on your phone. So like your alarm on your phone that says wake up, change that to Mind Movie. So when you wake up, your alarm says Mind Movie. Okay, let me watch my Mind Movie really quick. Commit for 30 days, guys. I make zero money off of you guys doing that. I'm not dropping links. I'm not doing nothing. What I just showed you right now, I know it might be something super simple, but literally there's companies that are paying for this training. Dropping it here for free for you guys. Do this for the next 30 days. Next 30 days, and then what I want you guys to do next Monday when we're back here for the next Mindset Monday call, I want you guys to let me know how it's going. I want you guys in the chat to tell me how it's going. I want you to send me DMs, whatever, messages, anything like that, and let me know how it's going. Hey, my Mindset Movie's done. Perfect. And then let me know, hey, I'm day 2, day 3, day 4. Like, let me know how you're feeling. Because it's going to be good for you to get that out as well. And you are going to see that. You're going to see that experience that you're having. This is something you need to 100% understand, guys. Everything that goes on in our life, we feel that everybody has control of everything. We let situations take control of ourselves. We let a bad moment turn into a bad day turn into a bad week into a bad month, and so forth. And so when we leave, we allow others, either that be other people, that be other your job, your spouse, whatever the case is, we allow people from outside, other people, to take away our peace, to control our life. You need to understand that you are the creator of your reality. You are the creator of your reality. Your Mind Movie is the blueprint. Now it's time to go and make it. Make it real. Make it real. Make it reality. You are the creator of your reality. Your Mind Movie is the blueprint. It's time to make that movie real. That's all it is. Simple as that. Hopefully you guys would like that. You took a lot of this. Share this. It's all I ask for, like I always tell you guys. All I ask for in return, obviously go follow me, keep the notification button on, but share this. Share this with somebody, share the video. Somebody out there needs to hear this. Somebody out there right now is lost. They're letting others control their lives. They're not seeing anything at all for themselves. They're just lost. Share this with them because it'll help them. You'll see how much their life will improve in just 30 days. You will see that. So, till then, as always, guys, it's not about getting to the top, but it's about how many people you could bring with. Catch you guys at the top. See you next week. Peace.